А как тут?
Так, Лиз, подожди.
Boom.
Yay! So, live.
Okay.
Hi,
Well,
everyone.
hello.
Две красотки. Hi, everyone. So we are starting. Let's just check. It looks like the connection. We have both Instagram and Facebook Live, and we
And
have
YouTube live. We have so many lives. Do you want to do an introduction or should I do an introduction?
Okay, while everyone is connecting, I just want to say so. If you're connecting and you're wondering what's in our background, and you can see it's two faces, it's Elena and Lisa. Lisa is right here next to me, and my name is Alina. We are at the West Side Women's Club located in Los Angeles. And why Lisa is on that logo is
Because I'm her daughter.
yeah, not mine, but Yelena.
Yeah.
Yelena is the owner of this club, women's club, and Lisa is her daughter. She is a teenager, so that's why I put a description of today's live that we're going to be talking. I'm going to be interviewing Lisa and asking her questions as a teenager. We have this gap, like different поколения.
Like different generations,
Right. But I remember that how my childhood, my teenagehood was different, and that's why I'm here to ask questions, and I'm sure you guys gonna love it because Lisa is a wonderful person. Yeah, I met her through Yelena, and let's see. Okay, the questions that I got for Lisa. Lisa, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to answer these. I feel like this isn't something that's talked about often. You know, the topic that we have, which is attraction to, or how to attract like minded people. Good people, especially at my age. And I feel like it's something that everybody needs to be alongside people that you can share things with that you value.
Right. So I want to say that I am kind of a conservative person, that I grew up in a small town and with no internet, right? That was like a while ago. So how I was meeting people, it was actually like at the libraries, in a line when you were in a market or something. And right now, it's like a totally different time, right? We have internet, we just have everything just so different, especially here in Los Angeles. So we've talked to Lisa, and she told me that she, like, her friends, like, I asked her who are her best friends, and she said, oh, like, those people are amazing, we are like-minded. And I'm like, huh, interesting. And I thought she met them, at Starbucks or something, when you just hang, where you hang out and you see,
Like
nice
public places.
Yeah. And to my big surprise, unfortunately, you didn't see my shocked face when Lisa said her answer was what, Lisa?
My answer was that a really good portion, I want to say like 80-90% of my closest friends that I have right now, I've met online. Through gaming, through other anything, everything online.
Yeah, see, to me, gaming was something negative that people were wasting their time, playing these games without bathroom breaks, without, proper eating, without helping their families. So Lisa, like, how did you start all of that?
Well, firstly, I want to agree with you that it definitely can be a negative thing, and I definitely am, well, as of right now, online less and less. During COVID was a big time for me when I made friends this way. But I just I saw videos of people playing all sorts of different games, and I decided to try it out. And I met people kind of this way through. They have voice chat on games where you can actually talk through a microphone, talk to people, and it can literally be anybody in the world, like old people, really young people, just anybody. And that's kind of how I found my people.
So did you do like a filter, like sorting within Los Angeles area, or what if you talk to someone in Germany and then you can't really like meet them right away?
Yeah, I think that most video games that I personally play, I think it's just by server categorization, so it automatically puts you in like a PST server, which is like US. So it would be people specifically in this area. You can go to different servers worldwide, but
Hmm.
I choose to kind of stay in,
Local,
yeah,
yeah.
local in this
Okay.
area.
This is like mind blowing to me because I'm a mom. My son is only 7, but I understand that with the just blink of an eye, he'll become a teenager too. And then my biggest concern was because those sometimes you see videos of those children playing computer games, and the mom is like, "Son, come over here, help me," and then the child is totally ignoring. So that was like my biggest fear. Um, Lisa, how about you? I see how close you are with your mom, that you're helping her within, events and
Hmm.
everything that's within this women's club. How about like your home chores? Like, do you do anything?
Yeah, I definitely noticed. I mean, like every teenager, I think there was a time period where, I mean, with every parent mother daughter relationship, there's ups and downs, of course, but I'd say my mom's relationship, like me and her relationship, is pretty solid. I help her around the house, I help her with events, everything. So there isn't, I'm not just like sitting on my computer 12 hours a day, ignoring her when she says wash the dishes, I go wash the dishes even if I like don't really want to. I understand I have to have responsibilities other than constantly beep 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 beep.
That's cool. Because right now the issue that I'm kind of noticing around the world, like globally, actually, that this gap between parents and kids, it becomes so big that parents don't ask about like what's going on in kids life, and then kids, they don't want to share with the parents because they think, oh, like the parents won't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are people that are single and lonely in a way that I just can't imagine, like if the person is 12, 13, 15, or 17 and doesn't have any support. Like, I think it's just so hard to go through, your emotions, your problems, any kind of issues when you're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you have created the like an amazing group of people, right, like around you, that supports you, and then you kind of motivate each other.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you achieve that?
It definitely takes a lot of being vulnerable, being able to kind of put your, because it's really hard for a lot of people to talk about what they're going through, obviously, children, adults, everybody. But it takes a lot of trust and openness and vulnerability to talk about mental health, anything mental health related, kind of like be able to share your personal values with people. It takes a lot of strength, and but it's easier with people that you can talk and you see like you actually have a connection with, whether that be through, I don't know, even like shared interests. It's obviously, I'm sure you can relate, you've met people who, I don't know, share something that you really like, and you kind of talk about that. And then as you build that friendship, it's easier to talk about other things that are maybe more personal.
Did it happen that there was a person that you thought is like would be a good friend, and then you thought it's like a like-minded person, but then somehow you lost an interest with this person, and then was it hard for you to kind of let go?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's been like a lot of, for me, mistrust, because I feel like also most people kind of see me as more like, I don't know, I'd like to think that I'm very relatable, and I feel like I maybe kind of say too much sometimes, and sometimes it can be like, oh, this person is not even on the same wavelength as me.
Mhm.
So there's definitely been cases where I mistrust a person and it didn't go so well, but that's just part of life and you have to move on.
That's cool. I absolutely love that you take it easy, right? You're not focused on like, oh my gosh, like I lost this friend, we're not
Mm-hmm.
friends anymore, and then yeah, you just move on in life. Um, Another topic that I want to cover today is um, how parents, they sometimes, they're helping their kids so much that the child grows up and the child is like kind of disabled in a way that the mom is doing all the cooking, all the cleaning, clothes and stuff. And maybe you saw those videos like on Instagram, TikTok, where the the grown up man calls the mom and he goes, "Mom, I opened the fridge and there is no food." And he goes like, "Oh, like I opened up my closet and there is no clean clothes." Like the mom was doing everything for himself, for him. So he thought that it will just, once he moves out into his own apartment,
It will
it,
just all appear and
yes.
transfer into
So
his apartment.
it's like, of course that was like a big exaggeration, but
Hmm.
it could happen, and I'm sure it's happening somewhere where kids, they've been controlled and helped by their parents so much that they don't know how to do stuff.
Hmm.
So and I talked to your mom, and then she said that it was hard for her to let you make mistakes,
Hmm.
yet she realized that it was a good thing to let you do mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a case with like a lot of people, I think, but um that's a good question. Honestly, I don't even know how to answer that, but I think that everybody has to go through their own, path, their own journey, and yeah, make their own mistakes. Because if someone's constantly telling you how to do something and you're not learning on your own, you can't develop that skill. So sometimes, even if it's like you're looking and like, what is this person doing? Why are they doing? Why are they acting this way? Why don't they know how to do certain things? Sometimes you have to kind of put yourself in the other person's shoes and think like, okay, maybe they're like they probably understand that they're making the mistake, but they just have to kind of go through it. Like it's just something that has to happen for something to click for them, you know?
I love it. I love it because, yeah, it's like, again, my kids are little now, but I want to help them. But then I'm like, no, they really have to fall and then,
Mhm.
hurt themselves in a way, even though it's really painful to see as
Yeah.
a parent. But you don't want your child to grow up and be
Reliant too much on
and
you.
you're like depending on the parent, like
Yeah.
on everything. Like it's really cool that you have your own opinion, like about education, about like a relationship and friends. And
Mhm.
your mom, yes, sometimes she doesn't like it, but she gives you this freedom.
Yeah.
So what do you think, like this freedom, like what would, like if you put yourself into her shoe, how do you see this freedom that she gives you?
Um how do I see it from her perspective?
Yes, from her perspective,
Um
as a like older generation, like parents.
I mean, I for sure think that she probably looks at me like, what is this lady doing sometimes, you know? But mm, I think some things are for, the older generation to understand and the younger generation. Um, Maybe she just sees it as completely, totally strange. I don't know, but I definitely do really appreciate her for, letting me do what I need to do, follow my own life path. And I listen to her, of course. I always value and always will value her advice, but I just think there's a lot of, if you want to be my brother just came in. If you want to be, unique, you can't be following what everyone else is doing, If you want to have a unique path in life, you can't do regular normal people things. You kind of have to think, how can I sway from that? How can I actually show my uniqueness?
Lisa, I'm sure you're doing your very best to show your uniqueness.
I'm trying.
um did you like when did you notice that you have this thing that's different?
I mean, I still haven't realized, my full potential of what I'm capable of yet. I mean, who knows? I'm only 17 years old. I have life ahead of me, but I definitely started noticing it more so when I left school especially with like a lot of this freedom. I'm not saying I dropped out. I just planned on graduating early and my plans kind of fell through. So now I'm looking to take like the GED to graduate because I still have to graduate high school, but I'm simultaneously doing college courses and things like that. But it's not every day you meet someone that doesn't go to school at all, you know, because that's something that was just built into the system. But I feel like outrunning that, it gives you kind of like, it makes you think like, if you're not doing school, then what are you doing? You know, and that's still something that I'm kind of trying to come to terms with for myself because it's obviously going to be hard, you know, without a full education.
Right.
But that's the path I chose. That's kind of what I'm following right now, and who knows where life will lead me.
And as long as you're happy, right? Like again, you made your own decision.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like your mom supported you. She didn't go like, no way. I went through
I
all
mean,
the.
no, she definitely did say no way at first, but then we kind of talked through it, and she was like, "Okay, as long as you're like, because at the end of the day, it's not her decision, you know.
Right. It's not
She's not
her.
going to be
Right.
facing the consequences I am." And of course, for her, that's hard to see and hard to come to terms with. But she said, "Liza, if you see yourself happier this way, if you see yourself doing something greater or better, as long as you're like, if you stick to your true self and you're, you know, doing what you love, then why not?"
Nice. I love it. Um, when I was growing up, right after high school, we kind of had to choose the university that
Hmm.
you would enroll. And as for me, I knew that I would be a teacher. Yet I noticed that for many kids, it was really hard to make a decision when you are only like 16, 17 to choose the university because you're going to be kind of stuck there for the next 4 or 5 years. That was like in my country, but here I see the latch, like the system is so different, the educational
Hmm.
system, that you can actually go to college and then take some classes, and then once you're ready you can take those, you can decide who you want to be.
Hmm.
So how does it work for you? Like, do you know the direction? Is it going to be, I don't know, like medical, maybe law, maybe communication? Do you see yourself somewhere? If you could share, please.
Yeah, I do. Currently, right now, my goal is to obviously graduate high school because I can't even start thinking about university, you know,
Okay.
until I graduate high school. But definitely once because also you have to be 18 to take your GED to
Okay.
graduate. So I still got a little bit. I'm studying here and there, but I think I have a few directions that I am looking into, two actually. One is psychology, so maybe like therapist, something like that. Because I really like helping people. I like talking through about things. Like even this conversation right now, I'm like all excited. Like I get to talk about life stuff. And my second direction was gonna be film, maybe like producing, directing, because I did background acting for a while. Most of my childhood was spent acting. I was a stunt double in Terminator. I was
Ooh.
a translator in Little Big Shots, which is a show like kind of like X Factor or something like that. Um, so I had a lot of experience there, but I kind of lean more towards wanting to actually be behind the camera, you know,
Mhm.
and producing, directing, um, telling people what to do. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But you know, kind of writing, especially script writing, are all things that I think I'm passionate about. Those are the two directions that are kind of, you know, intertwined for me. But I don't know; it's so hard to choose because those are both things I love.
I think you could do both.
I think so too. I think so too. But
Why choose?
I don't know because something is like I never really know how to like tie the two in together. You know.
Well, you'll figure it out. You have
I
time. But
hope
this
so.
is like, okay, the thing is that when you mentioned the first one, I was like, oh, that is so you. And then you say the second one, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so you too.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying, is that they're both me and they're both equal things that I really like.
yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, I maybe doing two would be like a lot, a lot of
Okay, who
pressure.
said so?
Me.
Well, if you
I
figure
don't
it
know.
out how to yeah, put those two together, but this is like so you, both of those
Thank you.
directions.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna figure out how to do at least one first, you know? Probably get my major in psychology,
Mm-hmm.
and then do film, because I don't really feel like you need
A
like a
degree,
film
yeah.
degree to film what you
Yeah.
love and write what you love. So
Yeah. I have a
yeah,
friend, he's very successful. He just has his iPhone and
yeah.
uh
You don't need much to be a director. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. You just, I guess it's just more of what's inside of you.
creativity, what's going on in your mind. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, if you're definitely gonna, work with people, and in terms of like as a job, yeah,
Hmm.
like they would ask for your degree,
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
yeah, you would need some theory, like a background. But right now, so I guess with your friends, you are helping them a lot with,
Hmm.
well, kind of consultation. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I kind of am like a beginner therapist right now for my friends.
Could you share like briefly, like of course no names or
Hmm.
anything, um we talked like a little earlier that about this thing that people at this era, when we have all this digital stuff, they do feel lonely, that it's less like personal interaction than before, I mean, like even 100 years ago, when people used to write, with their hand, they were writing letters and mail them,
Hmm.
and then they would really wait for a meeting, right, each other. Now, like with just we can meet each other. So like what are the problems that you're facing, not you, but people
This
your age? Yeah.
generation, facing in like what direction? Like meeting wise, like meeting
No,
people.
no, no, like the problems that you said, like sometimes you support your friends like as a therapist, like what kind of difficulties are they going through?
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of difficulties, I feel like, especially teenagers go through, that we don't really talk about. And it's a time in our lives where we're kind of figuring out um what we want to do for the rest of our lives, because some of us were finishing school, some of us are still even like not even haven't even started, and I feel like the most difficult in that is your circle. And I mean, mostly it's like all about you, because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to have your back is you. Of course, there's going to be people supporting you, and that's something you should always value, but you have to really make your own choices and be independent in that. And that's the most difficult, is like you start asking yourself these questions and overthinking everything. And it's just, sometimes you're sitting there like, wow, I really have to go through this like by myself, you know?
Reflecting,
Yeah, 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 reflecting.
self-reflection.
Hmm. Because you can't go up to people and be like, who am I? What do I do? That's something you have to decide for yourself. You're always going to have support from other people, but you have to kind of look here, look in your heart.
It's very nice. So, and I guess this is what helps you to attract good people. Like when you really know what you want inside of you, you're not going around and questioning others.
You're questioning yourself 90% of the time.
So, yeah, like those people that you attract, so they just approach you, right? Because they see you as they very self-esteemed, like you really, I don't know, like what you want.
Hmm.
So they feel your energy. That's why they just approach you. Or how does it work? How do you attract those people, like your
Mm,
friends?
I don't know if they like approach me, because obviously you know, there's a few friends that I met like through. I could talk about this one friend that I had through acting that I met. We've been friends for a good, I want to say like 7 years. Um, I honestly I don't even remember like how we met, but I just remember we struck up a conversation, and that was kind of that. We're still friends to this day. I don't know. I don't know how. Um, I think it's like an energy thing. You meet people and you like. Do you ever have those moments where you see someone like across the room and you're like,
Hmm.
I want to be friends with them?
Like clicks
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like
immediately, right?
that. When I've met people in public, it's kind of like, okay, I want to be friends with you because I feel like maybe there could be something that we share value to.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about your relationships?
My
Well, I cannot say with
relationship.
men, right? Like, how do I say, like, with boys, guys?
Boys, guys, men, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Um, I've only been in 2 relationships in my entire life. Um, which were also we talked briefly before, which both of them were online. One was long distance for 2 years,
Wow.
um, and the other one we also met online, but that only lasted like maybe 8 months, so like almost a year. But we met in person,
Hmm.
so we hung out in person, and um, I don't know. It was kind of like I don't have any bad negative. I mean, I could go into the negatives probably, like everybody could with their ex relationships, but um, I definitely do value like the life lessons that it taught me. Meeting both of these people that I was in a relationship with online, it's taught me a lot, and I'm always gonna appreciate that you go through these experiences with people. Like, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Like you meet someone and it's like a lesson. It's like a life lesson for you.
Lisa, you're so kind. I really know just a little amount of girls who won't talk anything negative, and I think this is the main thing about you, that you see good in people, that even
Hmm.
though like someone ever hurts you, but you still appreciate this experience. It's so rare,
Yeah.
seriously.
No, but I definitely could talk negative. Of course, it's not all
But
sunshine
you
and
choose
butterflies,
not
but I
to.
choose not to because what's the point? Like you could talk behind people's backs, you could say all this horrible stuff that they did to you, but why not just see it as like an experience? Because that's all we're here for. Like we're here to live through different emotions, different things, love, pain, all of that. So why not just live through it and treasure it? Because that's also like it's great stories if you think about it. Like someone is going to be talking to you after or about you after you pass, and they're going to be like, okay, she was like this, like this, like this,
Mhm.
and you better be looking down, hoping it's all positive. So make everything positive instead of negative.
I absolutely love it. Yeah, just be grateful for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It just, okay, to me, it's like so amazing that you understand it at your age. It took me longer to
Yeah.
realize all of that. It's not that I was talking bad about people, but to see like everything as an experience without, being
Mm-hmm.
upset, or why did it happen to me and things like that. So yeah, like at your age, I'm really amazed with the like ideas and mindset you have. This is so cool. And now at like we're almost going towards the end. I want to like highlight the thing that at this again time when everyone is through different stories,
Mm-hmm.
if the person is watching us and it's a lonely person, no friends, like again, a girl who is very beautiful, but she thinks that no one wants to be her friend because I don't know, her hair is not straight enough, or
Mm-hmm.
her eyes are not green enough or something. Because that was like, I know that this could happen to you when you're a teenager. You would think, oh, like there is something wrong with me. That's why I have no friends.
Mm-hmm.
So like you went through that. Like, I mean, not through that what I just said, but You have friends, you have good friends, you attract good people within your community, even within your mom's community, like this West Side's Women's Club, that nice people are coming to this studio. We have different events here. Like almost every day we have something's going on in here.
Yeah, something is always happening. It's the flow of life.
Yeah, don't forget to follow this account so you see about you see all these ads about this
Upcoming
venue.
events. Yeah.
But yeah, going back to the question, that this, again, beautiful girl who thinks that she's not good enough or she's not something enough, how to overcome, those thoughts in your head, where to look for support if, again, you don't really want to address your parents because you think they will laugh at you or something. So what would you recommend to those people?
Um, that's a really good question. I feel like there's a lot of different approaches that you could take. Most of the time, though, the best advice that I can give is just really think about the people that you want to be surrounded by. Because if someone doesn't want to be friends with you because your hair isn't straight or your eyes aren't green enough, do you really want to be like around that person anyways? You don't want to be friends with someone who doesn't see you as like beautiful, amazing, talented. Even if you know like you're not the best looking person, you have to see yourself as that, because that's what you're gonna become. That's what you have to become. um Surround yourself with people who only see like the good in you, and kind of be your own moral support, because by choosing those good people who are like, oh, you know what, your eyes are green enough, like your eyes are great the way they are or something, that's the that's the only support you really need. You want to be around people who are like, wow, like I want to be around you. And there you have it. Like, I don't know how else to comment on that. That's your moral support, is people who, you know, want to actively see the good. And then you don't constantly spend time in your head like, oh, how can I do this? How can I be prettier? How can I be better? Because people around you are already telling you that you are, you know.
Absolutely love this answer. This is like the best answer you can get from a certified therapist, and here you are, a
Future
17,
therapist.
a 17-year-old girl is giving such a beautiful advice. Yeah, like it's 100% beautiful words. Just yeah, like when we are complaining that we have no friends, we have no support, sometimes you just need to look at
Mhm.
yourself and really
Yeah,
question yourself.
but also though I do want to add that sometimes when you surround people can lie. Sometimes people
Uh-oh.
can lie to you. So you have to be very careful. I mean, of course, trust the people you want to trust, but don't let it get too much in like the way of your ego. Because if people are always like only telling you positive and you see for yourself that, oh, this is maybe something I have to work on, but
Right.
then you go to someone and they're like, no, like don't worry about it. Like you have to see through that. If you if you're constantly like overwhelming with like, you're good, you're fine, don't worry about anything, and that's not true, then that's not true.
I love it. This is great advice. Again, future therapist Lisa
Hopefully.
here at the West Side Women's Club. My name is Alina.
I'm Liza.
Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your interest, and yeah, stay tuned for
Thanks for
next
tuning in. Thank
for
you.
next episodes upcoming.
Yep. All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Bye.
Okay, and stream, finish, and yes. Yay.
Как-то мы с тобой быстро завязали, так в одну секунду.
Да, мне казалось, я говорила, что в конце говорю.
Ну, знаешь, мне так нравится больше всего,
чем, как бы, когда прям слишком долго, понимаешь, так
да.
будет, если...
А мы таймер поставили?
А я тут смотрела, видишь, 3-4 минуты.
Ну хорошо.